Our verse for today is 2 John verse 8, where he says to you and to me, "Be on your guard, so that you do not lose what we have worked for, but may receive a full reward." What do you think of when you hear the word reward? Do you think of watching an old Western movie where someone's trying to get somebody and bring them in so that they can get the reward, like 3:10 to Yuma or something like that? Do you think of a way you motivate yourself? Well, if I do this work or if I get this task accomplished, I'll reward myself with something I enjoy, like a nice cup of tea, or I'll get to go outside and sit in the sun for a few minutes or go for a walk in the woods. What do you think of when you hear the word reward? Well, here in 2 John, when he says reward, he's thinking about an eternal reward. We don't want to lose the reward, the full reward that we have worked for. Now, think about this. Imagine that you are a private detective and you know that there's a $100,000 bounty on bringing in some criminal. And by some miracle, you happen to be the person who finds that criminal and subdues him and brings him into the authorities, and the media celebrates you and everyone's cheering. And then when it comes time to receive your reward, instead of getting $100,000 like you were promised, you only got $10. How would you feel? Probably a little let down and disappointed. Well, part of what John is trying to motivate the Christians in the church that he's writing to, and to motivate us, is there is a full reward that God has promised. Eternal, abundant, joyful life with God that begins now and extends into all eternity. You don't want to lose that. God's never going to shortchange you and give you less than what God has promised. So the only way that can get messed up is on our end, because we don't hold faithfully to the truth and walk in it to the very end of our days. So if you ever find yourself getting tired or wondering if being a Christian is worth it, think about the fact that there is a reward that is waiting for you. Remember the story of the parable of the talents that Jesus tells in Matthew chapter 25 about the three servants who the master is going away, and he gives them each 1 talent and 2 talents and 5 talents, and the master goes away for a long time. And this is symbolic of our lives, and we all don't get the same amount of talents, and we all don't even get the same amount of time in terms of the years of our life, but we are to invest the years and the time we're given to try to serve and love God as best we can. And the servants who do that, the reward they get is, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master." That's the goal that we're all striving for. The reward we all want is to hear, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master." May that reward and the thought of it motivate you today as you live for Jesus.